Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name's Gemma and I've been travelling with my son George since he was 12 weeks old. Since then we've visited over 13 countries on 3 different continents, and in today's video I'm going to share with you my top tips for flying with a newborn to 6 months old. And I'm going to share my big secret on how to make feeding your baby on a plane so easy. By the end of this video you will feel more prepared, less anxious and ready to take that first flight with your newborn. But before we get started, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and click the bell to be notified every time we post a new video. So let's get started. Tip number 1, bassinet. A bassinet is a cot that is attached to the wall of the aircraft. And if you have the option on your flight to reserve or request a bassinet, book it immediately. It can have a really positive impact on your flying experience. So this tip is predominantly aimed at long haul flights. For a short haul flight, no longer than 3 hours, you won't really need a bassinet. Another really important thing about getting a bassinet, you may actually get yourself some extra leg room, because they have to have enough length from the wall to the seats to accommodate for the bassinet. You don't have to have a bassinet. We flew from San Francisco to Manchester and that was a 10-hour flight without a bassinet and we managed just fine. But if it is an option for you, definitely do it. Tip number 2, book a direct flight. And if you can't, try to give yourself a 24-hour stay over in a hotel near to the airport. Flying with a baby for the first time or any time can be really stressful. And at an airport you've got a lot to contend with. And you don't want to be going through the airport security, baggage, collection, nappy changes, feeding twice in one day if you don't have to. Tip number 3, schedule around nap times. We always fly in the morning with George because it allows us to stick to his routine. Now if you've worked really hard to establish a routine, flying can be the one thing, or travelling with a baby, that puts you off because you don't think that you can stick to your routine. But if you opt for these morning flights, then you'll really find it easier to follow the routine and it will help your baby also. If your baby becomes upset and you know your feed me signs, you know when your baby's telling you that they're tired, you'll be able to react to them and help them feel safe and help them feel secure in an environment that's foreign to them. We tried a night flight once from Singapore and George didn't sleep, we didn't sleep, and it was a 14-hour flight and we won't be doing that again. Tip number 4, a good backpack. There's plenty of colourful varieties on the market, but try to be practical. Using a backpack for carry-on means that you have freedom and 2 hands. And remember, sometimes when you're flying with budget airlines, you'll be expected to walk onto the tarmac carrying your baby. And the last thing you want to do is to contend with the weather and a bag that continually falls down your shoulders. I personally use a Calf Kidston backpack because it has handles on the top, but there are lots of different varieties available. But for me, this has been a really handy tip and I swear by it and share it with lots of other mums. Tip number 5, pack smart. You only have so much room in a carry-on, and the more stuff you cram in there, the heavier it's going to be for you to carry. So only take the essentials. Young babies, and again this video is aimed for newborns to 6 months old, don't need a lot of things, and neither do you because you've got a baby. So just take what you need. A couple of babes, a couple of muslin cloths, 1 or 2 toys, which leads me on to my next tip. Tip 6, spare clothes for you. Always carry with you a spare t-shirt, trousers and underwear in your carry-on, because you don't know when you're going to get vomited on, or worse, pooed on. And you don't want to be sitting on a long haul flight in wet, smelly clothes. Another little tip for you as well, take a Ziploc bag within your carry-on too, so if there are any accidents for you or for your baby, you can wrap them up, pop them in the Ziploc, and that'll keep all the smell in there and keep everything else in your backpack dry and clean until you're able to get yourself to a washing machine. Hey, that rhymed, did you notice? Boom. Tip 7, gate check baby gear. Did you know that you can take your pram and a car seat and check them in for free? For both long haul and short haul flights, for budget or premium, this is an option for you. And in most cases you can use your pram from the very moment you arrive at the airport right up until your departure gate. Once you're at the departure gate, a member of staff will ask for the pram from you And in some cases it will be wrapped up, it will be taken from you, and once you land you'll either get it straight when you disembark from the aircraft, or you'll have to go and collect it with the rest of your luggage. Now there's one downside to doing this, and that can often be security. Your pram will have to be flat packed and it'll have to go through security, which can take time. And if you're travelling in the school holidays, then you'll be one of many parents having to go through this process. My advice here would be just count it in for having extra time when you have to arrive at the airport. Sometimes this can take up to an hour. It's hot, it's sweaty, there's a lot of noise going on. Many airports will have an express lane for families, which if you're flying during a quiet time is a wonderful thing to use. And members of staff will direct you with your pram so you can fast track everybody else. But again, if you're travelling during school times, you'll be one of many other parents trying to use this service. Look at going in the morning, look at morning flights because the airport tends to be quieter, and try to get there earlier than anticipated so that then you can get all the way through security, which can be quite stressful when you've got a baby, and then you can get onto the other side where you can take some time to relax and get your baby used to their new environment. Tip 8. Pre-boarding. When you're booking your flights, if there's an option to get priority boarding or pre-boarding, definitely take it. More times than not, when staff members see that you're there with a baby or with small children, they'll announce and invite you to board the aircraft first. But sometimes this doesn't always happen. It's a small expense, but it's 100% worth it, and will just give you a little bit of respite to get yourselves relaxed and comfortable before everybody else boards the plane. Tip number 9, feeding on a plane. This is the big secret that nobody talks about: pre-made baby milk. I've successfully bottle fed George on over 10 flights, and every time I've used pre-made baby milk. Now different companies call it different names, but it's essentially the same thing. And it's in a sealed bottle, and all you have to do is place it into a baby bottle and warm it up using hot water. Now I know what you're going to say. You can't take liquids that are more than 100 millilitres on board a plane, but that doesn't count when you're travelling with a baby. You can take any amount of liquid with you if it's pre-made milk. You can also take breast milk with you up to 2,000 millilitres. And did you know that you can take breast milk onto a plane even if you're not travelling with a baby? This makes life so much easier because the alternative is really quite difficult. You have to have a plastic container, you have to have your milk formula, you have to have a baby bottle, you have to have sterilised water. They don't let water through security, so it can become quite a nightmare. Pre-made baby milk is a real game changer for flying with a baby. And once you're on board the aircraft, all you have to do is have a thermos flask, ask a member of staff to get you hot water, and members of staff are more than happy to help you when they see that you're travelling with a baby. And then pouring your pre-made milk into a baby bottle. I just bring mine from home the day of flying. I keep them in a Ziploc bag to avoid any spills. You pour your Aptamilk or whatever your brand is into your baby bottle, pop it into the thermos flask with the water, and a few minutes later you can feed your baby. It's mess free, it's cheap, and it's my favourite #1 tip if you are bottle feeding with a baby. Tip 10. Feed during takeoff. From my experience, the main reason that babies cry on an aeroplane is due to the air pressure hurting their ears, and this tends to be for takeoff or for landing. And a simple way around this is to try to feed your baby. Now it may not be feeding time and they may not be interested, but a few ounces may be better than none. And what you're looking for is for the swallowing action, which will help pop the ears. So if they won't take any food, try a dummy or a pacifier. Tip number 11, keep calm and carry on. This is my final tip, and there's so many tips, but I've really tried to focus on ones that will be beneficial and aren't as obvious as pack some snacks. Flying with a baby can be really daunting and an overwhelming experience, but well done for doing it, and I really hope that you have a good time. So whatever happens, just keep calm and focus on yourself and focus on your baby. If your baby becomes upset on the aircraft, cuddle them, rock them, just do exactly what you would do at home and you will be able to get through it. And I know this is going to be a weird thing to say, but try to enjoy it. You know, it's a big experience for both of you. It's a big milestone. And once you get off that aircraft, no matter what your experience will be, you should be more confident in yourself and in your abilities to travel with a baby. So there you have it, my top tips for flying with a newborn to 6 months old. Let me know in the comments where you're heading with your baby. And if you like this video, remember to hit like and subscribe to our channel. We have new videos every Wednesday at 7 PM UK GMT. But if you can't wait till then, or you're looking for some baby-friendly travel destinations or some free travel guides, head over to our website or join us on social media and see what we're up to.